Alright, it is time for another Van Vlog Venerdi, or in English, Van Vlog Friday, but that's not all in English or Italian. But regardless, so just to catch everybody up on everything, when I do these, I get random topics that are sent to me, and nonsensical topics, nothing serious, just fun random topics, and then I start talking. I've had no time to rehearse it. I don't know what the topic's going to be. Let me give you this week's topic while I'm at this red light here. Topic, if it will pull up, give up junk food or TV for the year. Oh, that is such an easy one. I would easily give up junk food for the year over instead of giving up TV for a year. First of all, let me say this. I do enjoy junk food, but it wasn't that long ago. I think I went like 8 or 9 months with barely having any junk food at all. Like I would, not that I'm bragging about that, I was trying to lose a little bit of weight, and I lost about I think 30 or 40 pounds, but it wasn't, once I've given up junk food, once I got into that routine, it was relatively easy. And I guess, and here I am being random, like I said, I guess part of it would be like what you consider junk food and what you consider not to be junk food. Obviously, I think most people would say, okay, a Reese's cup is junk food, but what about, say, I don't know, I guess apple pie's junk food? I'm trying to think of something on the line. I can't think of it right now, but I'm certain that it's going to come to me it's going to come to me in a little bit. But if it's not like, or what about like mixed nuts? Is that junk food? I mean, there's a good argument that they've got essential fats in them. They've got minerals in them. There's a lot of nutrients in mixed nuts. And by the way, if you say like start eating like cans of peanuts and stuff like that, you can gain weight. I mean, they're high in calories. Like a can of, like one of those little cans of, I guess about yay big, whatever, like 8-ounce cans of nuts, that's, I think like 1,000 calories, if not more. I think close to a couple of thousand calories. So I mean, I think that depends on, but TV, I don't think I would want to give up TV for a year. And I'm assuming, and I'm just going to throw this out here, oddly enough, this is on YouTube. I would think when I say TV, or at least the way I'm interpreting it, if I can read, if I can talk, okay, there we go. I'm interpreting it, that includes like TV on the internet. I think it's so funny when people are like, oh, I don't watch TV. I'm like, but I watch this internet show. I'm like, okay, you watch TV, you just watch it on the internet. So I think that would include YouTube and YouTube shows, Netflix shows. So that's how I'm reading the question. So, but how would I make these videos if I can't watch TV? If I can't, and I gotta get ideas too. I gotta see what everybody else is doing, so I can stay up to date on all the things. I don't know what you like. I gotta be in the know. I gotta learn the new lingo. I'm starting to do this YouTube thing. I shouldn't say I'm starting. I've been doing it for 5 months now. So I'd say that no, I don't want to give up. And plus, I like watching TV. I don't watch a whole lot of it, but I like watching it. I like it's very relaxing to me. It helps me to get away, and I'll say this as well too. All right, so just changing topics a little bit here. There's this ideal or belief that, and it's always been around, that what good are actors and actresses and entertainers and so on and so forth. Well, I'll tell you this much. Imagine, I guess people are like, well, I guess it'd be great if we didn't have TV, people would read more. They might. But I think watching TV helps you to get away from everything. Helps you to, I've parked, so I'm going to take off my seatbelt. So, anyways, helps you get away from the world. And especially with what I do, and I know what so many other people do, that it's very stressful. And it's nice to be able to, say, go into a movie, because I include movies too, or go into a TV show for maybe 30 minutes a day or an hour a day, and to just let the world around you dissolve. I don't want to say it's meditative, because people think there's like no benefit to TV at all, but I do think there's a benefit to it, and I think there is kind of like a meditative process to it, like your brain just gets to shut down for a certain amount of time. And I mean, at the same time though, food can help you with that in a way as well. Like, I know that if I'm feeling depressed or angry or whatnot, or have some sort of emotional feeling, certain food can, help me feel better. But for me, because of what I do for a living, highly stressful, being able to just get away and have my own time and not think of anything. Because I tell you, like, I walk the dog around the neighborhood, and I just think. Like, a lot of times I'll just think the whole time. So I started listening to podcasts. So, and even I find myself in the middle of the podcast, like, thinking. My brain's just going nonstop. But like, the podcast helps me to get away from all the worries and stuff that I'm constantly thinking about, the cases I'm thinking about, the pieces of evidence. By the way, I'm an attorney, if anybody's watching this. And sometimes it's hard to stop thinking about things. And the way my mind works, and I don't know, maybe there's other attorneys out there and other people, their minds think of this way, where it's like, you're working on something and you haven't come to a solution, and then in the middle of nowhere, out of the blue, the solution comes to you. But I'm working on a bunch of things at once, so a lot of times it's just like this nonstop barrage of like, okay, here's all the things you didn't think about before, or here's a new way to look at things. So sometimes I just need my brain to shut down a little bit. And for me, whether it be TV or music or whatever, or maybe a video game or something of that nature, I'll say that that's helpful to me. So I don't believe that I could give up. I mean, I could. I mean, don't get me wrong. I could if I had to. And I would read a book or something of that nature. And I do like reading books. So if I had to choose, I definitely choose giving up junk food for a year between the two of them. I guess we can argue as to what's considered junk food, but I think we'd all agree that high fructose corn syrup type stuff, Coca-Cola, I think that would be considered junk food, but I don't really drink a whole lot of Coke to begin with. I usually drink water. Sweet tea, is that junk food? Because it's a liquid, but I would put that in the same category as junk food. Does this mean that, like, are French fries junk food? I would say so. But I guess what about those like vegan not vegan, but like those vegetable chips? Is that junk food? Because I mean, this is interesting to me, because I'll look on vegetable chips and I'll look on the calorie content of like regular potato chips, and they're the same. It's like, they're both like made from potatoes. A lot of them are some sort of root vegetable. There's a lot of root, like if you look at the I'm trying to think of which the names of the one that I like. The terracotta, I think that's what they're called, the terra chips or something like that. I really enjoy them, but they have I think, I mean, I can double check it at some point, but if you look at the nutritional value label on that versus, say, regular potato chips, or baked potato chips or whatnot, they're roughly the same. So does that mean that, and I'm being random here, so that's part of this. So does that mean that that these vegetable chips are considered junk food? That sounds healthy to me. Or, you know, put it this way: a muffin. A lot of people think, okay, a muffin for breakfast. There's something wrong with that. That seems pretty healthy for you. But if you look at the nutritional content, like the fat content, the sugar content of a muffin versus a Snickers bar, I mean, so you kind of get into like the weeds here a little bit. Like what's considered junk food? Because I think a lot of times what we consider to be healthy are not junk food. If you break down the ingredients and you break down what's inside of them, are just as unhealthy for you as what you consider to be junk food. And I think that means, like, for me, I think that means that you would have to really look at what you're eating. That's why I use MyFitnessPal and track all my calories and track my macros and all that, and I try to get an idea of what I'm bringing in, because I think you can kind of lose sight of things and think you're eating really healthy and not really be eating as healthy as you think you are. For example, if you say, like, I'm not saying like apples are bad, they're not bad, and apples, bananas, and oranges aren't bad, but if you ate a lot of fruit, your sugar levels the amount of sugar you're bringing in a day would increase dramatically. Now, I would say the argument that I would make there is it's fructose, and it could be healthier for you than simple sugars, but still, it's being increased dramatically. And there's other, like, say, things that are like the potato chips, which probably aren't high in sugar, but have a lot more fat and oils in them. Or unhealthy fats, unhealthy oils. I mean, I guess it's really hard to fry in olive oil. But the point I'm making is it's not as simple as we want to make it out to be. And just like the whole, like, TV thing is not as simple as we want to make it out to be. But as far as being able to give up something, for me personally, I've gone on diets and cut weight many, many times. I have, you know, way back in the day when I was a kid, I decided I was going to drink nothing but water for a year, and I did it. So I think me giving up certain foods is easier for me than me giving up TV. I think I'd be okay. I'd miss it, but I'd be more okay with it. So to answer the question, and I bet you this thing is probably cycled around. Yes, what will happen is, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, these videos can only last about 10 minutes before the camera shuts off and shuts back on. It doesn't shut off and shut back on, but what it does is it sections them, it partitions out the files, and so I'll have another file here. So you'll probably see a cut somewhere in here. If it hasn't already happened, it's going to happen, and it could be happening right now. So I apologize for that. I try not to cut these or edit them down or anything of that nature. I want you guys to get the raw, like the mistakes that I make and the thoughts as they pour out of my head. But yeah, I think it would be, I could do the no junk food, and I wouldn't give up TV. I would not give up TV for a year. So I'll put it like this, okay? Y'all are awesome. I hope that none of you have to give up junk food or TV for a year. And thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please hit the like button. Leave a comment. What would, if there's something you would have to give up for a year, what would be hard for you? I mean, it doesn't have to be junk food or TV. What's something that would be difficult for you to give up for a year, or any significant amount of time? Now, if you like the video, please like the video. Make sure to subscribe. Hit that bell button so you know when other videos come out. By the way, not all my videos are like this. I have other videos as well. Some of them are not random like this, but there's always going to be some randomness to me. That's just who I am. But if you enjoyed the content, you feel free to watch other content. You will be able to, and I'm going to try this because I'm not used to this wide angle camera here, but you should be able to click a video here, click a video here, click a video here, and you can click to subscribe right over here. Once again, thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me. Y'all are the best.